When I'm back home in Western Pennsylvania, people ask me about, why are they able to do this and why are they able to continue doing these things and nothing happens? Because what I would like to say is, our role as Congress is to be here for the people that we represent, the voters in office. We're here to, I guess then my question would be, we're so concerned about these individuals' rights and privacy, but these folks that were targeted, we don't have the same amount of concern. And for all this idea about my rights, my privacy, all of those things seem to be secondhand to an agency that you're running right now. There's over 90,000 people, is that correct?
Yes.
In an $11 billion budget? My goodness, is there any doubt that anything this big and this expensive could possibly be reined in? I don't understand how you're going to do it. I think it's a noble idea, but I don't know that it can be done. And again, moving forward, though, tell me, the people that were let go, what can you do to assure the American people that, or they really haven't been let go, have they?
There's a combination of personnel actions that have been taken.
But nobody's been let go.
There's been individuals that have left the organization.
It's an easy answer. Either they were let go or
Has
they
anyone
weren't.
been fired yet as a procedural matter? No.
Right.
But all of these options are being proceeded with.
Well, because the way government works, they usually get redeployed. I haven't seen anybody get let go for anything. And I know that you don't have a lot of tools in your toolbox. When people go on a leave of absence, that's always paid. And I think for the American taxpayers, they'd like to think, you know what, shouldn't somebody be watching our dollars? The answer is you don't have that tool.
People do get fired from the federal government.
I understand that.
It follows a process.
Yeah, well, I understand all that. But as of my 2.5 years here, any of the wrongdoing, nobody's ever been let go. They've been redeployed, they've been repositioned, they've been placed on administrative leave with pay, all different types of things. Both Ms. Lerner and I think it was Mr. Roseberg yesterday, people pleading the fifth when they come before the people's house to answer questions about something that they could be involved in. Now, I know there's a rule of law, I can appreciate that, but that adds then to the public's distrust and loss of faith in the government. So I know you have a large job on your hands. As we go forward, though, you said to start off, and maybe I didn't understand you, but more investigation needs to be done. How long do you foresee this going?
That's a good question, and I don't want to lock into a particular time frame because I want to make sure that we follow the facts wherever they take us. But I would anticipate that that over the next, 2 months, there'll be a material amount of interviews and document review that would enable us to revisit the issues and see where we are. I think that's probably the right complement of time. Will I say it's over at that point? No. But I think that seems to me a good milestone to check in and figure out, have we learned a material amount of information?
So far, what I've seen in your comments is that there's been a lot of wrongdoing or somehow things weren't handled the right way, but nothing that you could say that was intentional.
At this time, we haven't seen anything, but we're open to the fact that it may have occurred. We just want to make sure that we're doing all the right due diligence to ask those questions.
I understand that. Just to switch real quick to Cincinnati.
Yes.
Did it originate in Cincinnati and only happen in Cincinnati? Does it go any deeper? Can you tell that yet?
What I think is important to understand here.
No, I'm really running out of time. Did you notice anything yet?
Here's the point. I need to make this point. The individual that supervised the Cincinnati office sat in Washington, D.C.
I understand, but the answer is no. You don't know yet whether it's just in Cincinnati.
I would offer more than that, but we don't know the answer to. If you wanted me to expound, I could, but
I don't have the time. I would love to have a longer.
I don't know the definitive answer to that question.
Okay. Is there any doubt in your mind that it doesn't lead back farther?
I don't understand that question.
Well, is it just Cincinnati, or does it come back? Does it come towards Washington? How high does it go?
I was about to say that there are people in Washington, D.C., in particular, for example, the position of Director of Rulings and Agreement, which is in my report.
So it could go
that
much
person
deeper.
Sits in D.C. Now, there are 5 levels at the Commissioner's office, but they are involved in these activities, and their office is in Washington, D.C.
And I appreciate it. I just want to tell you that the people that I represent back in Northwest Pennsylvania do not, they don't believe right now that there is going to be a serious inquiry into this, and they don't think that the IRS is going to come out on its own and do it, or the administration is going to do it on its own. It's going to be up to us in Congress to continue to look for what the answers are. So I wish you luck on your job, but I also would say this is critical to the faith and trust that the people have in this government right now. their tank's running on zero because we haven't seen anything yet that makes sense to the American people that this is fair and just to them.
All right, Mr.